everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mik.
And we are
Our Family Plays Games. Yeah.
And welcome to our preview of The Adventures of Conan, sponsored by Gale Force 9.
Now, family, this game is coming to GameFound. But first, let's hear from Starla with the game overview. Here we go.
The Adventures of Conan is an asymmetrical dice game of exploration, sorcery, and glorious combat set in the Hyborian age. Players will use a pool of custom dice to control the actions of Conan, his allies, and his foes as they travel the lands in search of adventure and power. During the game, you will travel through kingdoms controlling the heroic barbarian Conan, one of his powerful allies, or a scheming foe. Using your custom dice, you will pray to the gods for power, explore the world seeking combat and training, and carry out adventures and encounters to unlock bountiful rewards. Each role brings new challenges and routes to victory. Conan and his ally must work together, but prioritize their own personal goals in their search for victory, all the while foes plot their downfall, setting traps for the adventurers on their travels. All of the characters, adventures, and art are drawn from the Dark Horse comic line of Conan titles. Let your blade be sharp and your heart unyielding, for in the fray, only the bold claim victory. Okay, The Adventures of Conan.
And he's a veteran.
Yes, he is.
Now, I want to say from the jump, I love Conan.
Yes, you do.
Now, I read some of the comics, but my love for Conan came from the movies.
Okay.
Yes, it came from the movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger just killing up some stuff. He killed, and the first one I loved. I loved the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. I loved everything. So I love that whole experience.
I remember the cartoons, the Conan cartoons.
Yes.
That's what I remember most. So this game will kind of give you that nostalgia feeling because you can go back in time. I remember when I first saw Conan and all that. And I mean, the artwork just fits the game.
It does. Mm-hmm. It fits the comic books, the Dark Horse comic books, and it looks like Conan when he was in that age. You know, you have witchcraft and sorcery, and then you had Conan just killing all these different types of monsters and stuff, and going on all these adventures. And that's what this is about. It's about him going on adventures. He can't stop.
He can't.
He has to keep going, and that's the theme. He got to keep on adventuring and doing stuff. And I love how his allies, can kind of help him, or
help themselves.
They really want to help themselves, and it's almost kind of like the comic books, and it's almost like the movies too. So it's really, and then his foes are coming after him, trying to give him challenge after challenge. So the theme is wonderful.
And I mean, and then when you put the artwork with the theme, you've got this board so you can visualize where you're going, what places you're going to go to, and then you've got all kinds of challenges at the different places you go to. So I mean, they really put it all together in a neat package. Now, there's a lot of replayability in this game.
Yes, it is.
Because you can play different characters, and there's different ways to win. So you can choose, how do I want to win? What's the best way for me to win this game?
And it's interesting because, Conan, he is the main guy. Someone has to play Conan.
Yes. But
then after that, if it's a two-player game, it has to be Conan and a foe. Then in a three-player game, Conan, a foe, and an ally. Then in a four-player game, you're going to have two foes and then an ally and then Conan himself. So Conan's always around. He ain't going nowhere because he is the man.
So when we played our game, I had to be a foe because this one over here
had
to play Conan.
Yes.
So I had the chance of playing the Bone Woman.
I was Conan all the way, y'all.
And the Bone Woman, she gave him a run for his money.
Yes, she did. But it's really a dice throwing game. You're throwing dice with these real cool custom dice, and then these are and then you have dice specifically for each character. So his allies will get a set of dice. And then Conan has his own set of dice, and the foes will have their own
set of dice.
And then you get 4 to start off with. Then you try to get more after that. But it's so interesting how you got to keep rolling and you got to go through, events. And then after you go through events, then you have to get to the, adventures. You got to get around and move and get to your adventures.
And you got the plot track.
Yes, because you want to move down that plot track very quickly, because that advances the story, because each one of these different cards has different things that you get, but you have to match your dice to the plot. And what's so interesting about these dice, they do a lot of things for different areas of the game. So these dice are multi-use dice.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Now these dice here, these are the city dice. And then in each city, you have red dice. This is for the Savage Land. And when you have to throw these dice, you'll get, different objects for these. And it's mostly fate tokens.
They all match the different cities.
Yeah, they all match the different cities. And so you get fate tokens. Now these fate tokens, as you can see here, these are valuable, because these will change your dice to whatever the fate token has, and sometimes you need these, and you get them at various points of the games. So those fate tokens are very important.
Now, in this game, I'm not the best adventurer type game person.
No.
But being a foe to Conan, I thought was really interesting.
It's very interesting.
To kind of give him some challenges, and he has to win.
Yes.
And I had a really good time going up against
Conan. Going against Conan. Because you got to go the encounter. You have the encounter deck where you have to go against different monsters, and you have your dice got to come up with the right right dice in order to defeat these monsters. If you don't, you get penalties. So these are really, really cool, very colorful.
It's just very thematic.
Yeah, very
it
thematic.
Takes you back to the comics, and you really feel like you're in that world, which we said earlier. You just feel that. So when you get immersed in the game, you're going to feel like, hey, I'm playing out one of the comic books. I'm playing out some of the adventures that Conan did in his stories.
And then you see here, these are the adventures that Conan has to, go through, and you got to get the right dice, because on the bottom, you'll see it has the dice that you got to come up with in order to conquer this adventure. So, and then at the bottom here, you see what the cost for each dice that you get right. Because sometimes Conan might have to use the dice from his opponent, his foe.
Which is a benefit to the foe.
That's a benefit to the foe. But, it might help me kind of get that adventure, so I can keep that card, so I can get ongoing benefits when I go to that city. Because they're all attached, all the adventures are attached to different cities. So when you get there, you adventure, conquer, and then you can use these abilities like this one, advance one warrior or thief, and roll the Eldritch die. So, you can do things. So that is really, really interesting.
So you've got a lot of options of characters to play. It gives you a lot of replayability with the different adventures you're going on, the different characters, the different ways to win. So this game is going to give you lots of hours of enjoyment.
Yes, and now we saw that the foe can go really fast down the plot track if Conan doesn't adventure. If he doesn't adventure, because he has to adventure all the time to do something. If he don't, the opponent gets some benefits. But Conan can really do some things on the achievement track to get to King Conan. And he gets a lot of benefits here, but also your foe and other, allies can get benefits too. And then you have the point track, of course. But it is a really interesting game, very thematic, very thematic. And again, the art from the comics really just set it off. It does. It set it off.
If you like Conan or you like adventure games, you want to take a look at this.
You definitely want to take a look at it, because this is a really cool, a strategic dice game.
Very much so.
Yes, it's a strategic dice game. So now, family, don't just take our word for it. Check it out for yourself. See if your family, game group, if they'll like it. Check it out. But it also is coming to GameFound. Now, Starla, where can they find OFPG in the Hyborian age, out here fighting all this stuff and adventuring? Where can they find us?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on YouTube,
right here
on our website, and TikTok.
Yeah. Family, thank you so much for coming to see our preview of The Adventures of Conan, sponsored by Gale Force 9. If you have any questions or comments, please put it down below. But family, we want you to always know we love you.
Bye everybody.
Now.